Hey guys, this is Michelle at the Woodland Pear, and today we're going to be making a garland and some ornaments and some little magnets using mushrooms from the Dollar Tree. So join me and let's get to crafting. Here is our supply list for what we're going to be using today. Mushrooms from the Dollar Tree, stretch velvet, hot glue, twine, glitter, Mod Podge, paint and brushes, moss, 1-inch magnets, trinkets of your choosing, fabric scissors, 6-inch circle pattern, a tape measure, glitter dish, paper plates, and needles and thread are optional. So here's our color palette that we're going to be using for this project today. I have 3 Annie Sloan paint colors, 3 Annie Sloan chalk paint colors. I have this kind of orangey, kind of like a macaroni and cheese yellow, very nice Arles, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And then we have Scandinavian Pink, which is very lovely, and Furl, which is another lovely color. And then we have Waverly Chalk Paint in Steel, very nice. And then a plaster, Waverly Chalk Paint in Plaster. The reason that I've chosen these colors, they're kind of autumnal, very pretty, very nice, could be used for many different, this doesn't have to be just for the autumn. This could be for any time. These could even roll over into Christmas decor. And this is our stretch velvet that we're using. The colors match up pretty closely to our colors that I've chosen in the chalk paints. This is, guys, the stretch velvet is really what you want for stretching this velvet over these mushrooms. This is a by the yard. I got this maybe 2 years ago from Hobby Lobby. This is a stretch velvet in a gray or like that steel color. It's a very nice complement. It is by the yard. Then these were like a pair of almost like apricot stretch velour pants. If you go thrifting, you can always find some form of a velour tracksuit in the women's department. They always have stuff. That's where these came from, and they're really nice. Like I said, an apricot. This is a little stretch velvet shirt, and I believe the tag says Old Navy, and I never pay more than a few dollars for these, but definitely look at the thrift store if you want to do anything with making little pumpkins or anything for the fall or any time of the year for that matter. This matches up with this color very nicely. And then lastly, this is another shirt that I have cut into. There's not a lot of it left, but this is from, it says Banana Republic, and it's a really nice looking color. This is a nice way, like I said, I never pay more than a few dollars for my thrifted clothing items that I'm going to be using for crafting, sewing, making pillows, whatever. And you can always find something there. Check the children's department, depending how much you need, and very beautiful colors that you may not find at the fabric store. And those stretch velvets that you would buy online or at the fabric store, they can really add up. So that is our color palette for today. And again, I want to show you one of my new favorite things, these mushrooms. They're from the Dollar Tree. They're in packs of 3, and it doesn't matter what color we're using. I haven't had any problems in these mushrooms. The color does not show through your velvet. You could check if you're using like an off-white or something. You're going to stretch that fabric around a bit, so you could do a test, but I have not had any problems. We have our paper plate that the only purpose for this is just I poke some little holes to put the mushroom caps on toothpicks and stick them on there to dry. a bowl. This little bowl is just for saving. You know, we're going to take these apart in a minute and you'll see what I'm going to be using that bowl for. Just to throw the stems in there. You want to keep those. We're going to use them. And one more thing before we get started taking our mushrooms apart and painting is just our little trinkets we're going to be using. These are little reindeer. I've had these, you guys, for so long. And I know if you jump on the little bits of Christmas crafts and all of that kind of stuff, you know, always before the season starts when they first put it out is the best selection. I also have some little pine cones that were just found objects, and a few of them are artificial that I've taken out of little, you know, off packages or whatever. And these tiny, sweet little acorns that came down in some branches during a storm in the summertime, and I kept them, and they're teeny tiny and oh so sweet. So we're going to be using some of those, and then of course one of my favorite IKEA plants, and we're going to cut some little bits of this off, and this is just so sweet and cute, and that's going to make a cute little decoration for our mushrooms. You can find any little, you know, any little found treasures that you want to put on these. You definitely could use just about anything. So I just wanted to show you that little bits of stuff, and so we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to get out our mushrooms and take them apart. And then these just unscrew, and I need the blue pliers. Oh, they're right here. So we're taking these mushrooms, just unscrewing the caps and taking out this partial toothpick, and we're gonna put, I have new ones, so anyway, the goal is to put 9 of these on the garland and have 5 of them are going to be covered in velvet, and 2 of them then 4 of them will be painted on the garland, and then we're going to put glitter on them. So I forgot my toothpick already. We're putting a toothpick on here so that we're going to paint the underside first, okay? And this color actually looks pretty close to the color of the mushroom, which is nice. And I am still going to paint them because they're going to get glittered, and I want them to be real pretty and show up nice. So we're going to paint them anyway, although you wouldn't have to. So I'm just sticking the reason for these toothpicks, you know, for painting and holding on to. So 1 coat of paint, I think, is all we're going to need. We are going to put glitter over this. So, and some little cute, I think we're going to put some little spots on them. So here's our Scandi Pink by Annie Sloan. Again, this is a beautiful color. We're going to do one more in that pink. We're going to do a couple in the green. And then we're going to do two in this seal gray. So really, there's our mushrooms. They're all painted. Actually, I think I need one more. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I need one more in pink. So I'm going to just do one more here. Okay, so that's all of our mushroom caps, and we're going to wait for these to dry. Okay, so our paint is still drying on the caps of our mushrooms, and what I want to show you is I took another one of these mushrooms. Actually, it's that one that I kind of got a little crazy with there and pulled off some of this paint. So we're going to use this one, and I'm going to demonstrate for you how we're going to do this velvet mushroom cap, okay? And I showed you the fabric choices, and this is a really nice, like a golden, auburn, or amber, actually, like an amber shade. Very, very pretty. Anyways, this is a shirt, okay? And I've already used some of this and cut a hole in the back. And what I want to say about this is it's, you know, you definitely need, I already told you this, but you do need the stretchy velvet for this particular project. There's other things that I'm going to show you where you're going to use, you can probably get away with using velvet that doesn't stretch, but for this particular one, we are going to use the stretchy. And you're going to appreciate that when you start to work with it. So I already cut one of these out, and this is kind of the goal of what we're doing. And this one, one of the little acorns broke off, but this is kind of the goal, okay? We're making these cute little velvet mushrooms, and I want to show you the difference. This one I just hot glued here. Okay, and I just pulled and stretched and hot glued the velvet around underneath. And this one is stitched. And I'm going to show you how to do this, stitching this so that you get that really pretty, like those almost like gills under the mushroom. And I just think it looks so much nicer. So anyways, first thing, for these particular mushrooms from the Dollar Tree, they come in the packs of 3, and I cannot say enough about how much I love these things. So for this particular mushroom, I searched all around my house for something that would work, and I had to make a few to figure out the size. So I kind of did the guessing work for you. What you want is something that is 6 inches, about 6 inches across, okay? And this little, just this little flimsy plastic plate out of my cupboard, I've been using it, and it's got a little bit of marker around the edge from me using it, and I'll have to clean that off. But 6 inches seemed to be the magic, you know, the magic number. So you just want to find something. You don't need to make a 6-inch circle. You don't need to, you know, get all crazy with measuring and making something unless you have some form of a template. I just trace this. You could make a little cardboard, like a pattern, you know, and trace it on, trace your 6-inch circle onto a piece of cardboard. This is just scrap cardboard out of the bottom of some kind of box or something. And then use this as a template depending how many of these you're making. I'm going for just the plate. I'm not going to take the time to cut through the cardboard. If you're cutting cardboard, make sure you use the right type of scissors. Don't use your fabric scissors for cutting cardboard or paper. You guys know all about that, I'm sure. Mama told you not to do that. And so anyway, I'm just going to draw a circle around here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And so like I said, 6 inches, go look around. You may have a little saucepan. You may have, you know, I thought maybe a luncheon plate size would be great. Nope, too big. And this is actually a lid from a candle that I thought this would work. This was actually a little bit too small. So this, I had to really pull the fabric, and it was just stretching and pulling too hard. That didn't work. Little 6-inch circle was perfect. So we're just going to cut this out, okay? And even if you don't get it exactly straight, it's okay. But you want to go about 6 inches. So, magic of TV. I already have one cut here. I've got a little needle and thread, and I've got it knotted at the end. It's doubled over. It doesn't matter, again, doesn't matter what color you're using, it's not going to show. So got our needle and thread ready to go, our little circle, and we're going to take about a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to run a little running stitch here. Okay, just back and forth. Nothing difficult. You can see how that's gathering there. Doesn't matter how big your gathers are, as long as, you know, try to keep them a little uniform. Mine are about a 1/4 inch, but it does not matter. Okay, so this is starting to make like a little, almost like a little yo-yo if you guys are quilters or so this is just that same running stitch all the way around. So when you get to, I don't know, maybe almost 3/4 of the way around, you're going to take your little mushroom cap. Doesn't matter what color. Again, you could, if you were doing a fabric that was thin and or a very light color, you may want to test and see if it shows through your color that you may or may not want to show through. And we're just going to kind of nestle that in there, and I just stuck it in there. And this is going to be kind of slippery because we're not gluing right now. All we're doing is, we're not gluing this fabric on. You could, okay, you could glue this on and see how that 6-inch circle, it's all kind of coming together in what will be the middle. And it is kind of slippery, but you can see it's coming together in the middle very nicely. So I'm just going to pull that and wiggle this around a little. And guys, this is more awkward for me on camera, but if you make one of these and you don't like the way it's going, you can always just pull this stitch out. It'll just come right out of your fabric and start again. So I've got it gathered and I'm, you know, kind of adjusting, gathering, pulling, and keep going until you get to the end. And again, that mushroom cap, it's almost slipping on my paper. The table fabric is kind of helping. My tablecloth is kind of holding it still for me a bit better. So it looks like I can get maybe one more stitch in there. And again, it's slipping around because this mushroom is very, you know, it's got that slick surface and a nice finish on it. And so it is kind of slipping. I'm just pulling that tight. And this is the trickiest part. Once you get it all in there, just tightening up that one little spot. Okay. So this is what we want it to look like. We've got those little gills around the edge of our mustard. Oh my gosh. Mushroom. And now what I'm going to do is, that's all we need. We've got a little hole in the middle where it all came together. That's okay. We're going to use that to our advantage in a minute. So I'm just going to take a little, make a little knot in this. Okay, so I just am going through, this is a toy maker's knot. We're going to go through 3 times. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to pull it and kind of, if you kind of pull up that thread straight and push down, that kind of makes tightens up that knot. And we're going to do one more just to make sure that it's good and secure. And that's it, guys. Is it the cutest thing you ever saw? So we've got this little hole here. Now, okay, here's your mushroom cap. And if we glued this fabric on with our hot glue gun, even with Mod Podge, I mean, you could, but even if you're not going to sew this and you just want to hot glue this together, you just take that fabric up around, and you're going to put glue in the bottom of the underside of this mushroom cap right in here, and pull your fabric, pull your stretchy fabric, and you know, stick it down and just work around. But if we did hot glue up here or even Mod Podge, what would happen is it's going to pull because that fabric's going to be stuck on. It's going to pull funny and everything. This is just so nice and smooth. And how long did that take me to do? Not long at all. Okay? So that looks like a little mushroom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the bottom. Okay? So we've got our hot glue gun, and we're going to just squeeze a good amount of hot glue inside of there in that little hole, and I am going to use I think a pencil. And you don't want to burn yourself, and you want to get that stuck, this fabric stuck down to the cap of that mushroom. So that it kind of sticks up in there and gives you that, don't burn yourself like I just did, gives you that little, you know, look of a real mushroom where it's, you know, stuck up in there. But you guys, I just think this is so cute, and there's so many possibilities with this. And I've got another video coming out that you guys are gonna love. Okay, so there we go. We made contact with the fabric and the styrofoam. So it's all stuck in there. You could almost stick a stem in the top of this and make this look like a little pumpkin. That would be cute too. So I'm going to take one of our little mushroom stems and put some glue on here. Oh, that came up. Resist the temptation to let go before it cools, because that just popped right up on me. So I am going to stick that in there, and I'm going to hold that together, and you guys look how cute. These are just the cutest things. One of my favorite Dollar Tree items, and run and get them fast because I went and bought more today. They are so fun, and I'm sure you guys could come up with something probably as cute, if not cuter than this. But this is pretty cute. So anyways, I'm just going to hold on to this and see if it's, let's see if it's stuck. I think that's stuck in there pretty good. Okay, so our paint has dried on our little caps here, and guys, one little change I did make, I changed up the green on this. This was Furl Annie Sloan chalk paint. I changed it to the Chateau Gray. Seemed a little close to my, actually it's got a green tint to it. I'm not sure how much you can tell on camera, but it's a very nice, like an olivey green. It's very nice. The Furl is more like, got more lime, kind of a brighter green, and it just wasn't matching my colors. So anyways, that is one little change that I did make. But these are dry, and what we're going to do is we're going to use our Waverly chalk paint in plaster, and we're going to paint some polka dots on these little cuties here. So what I did, my paint is so low that I'm just having to dip into the bottom. But for our polka dots today, I decided to use the end of just this little sponge brush. That's what works for me. But, you know, find something that gives you the size polka dots that you want. And so I'm just gonna do some polka dots on here. nothing too difficult, but I did find that starting with 3 on the top did seem to give me somewhere to begin. And then I kind of like the abstract, you know, nothing too symmetrical. But, you know, you can do whatever you like. And there's just a little spot, so I'm just going to cover that right up with a polka dot. So I think that's good. That one. I'll do one more here. If it doesn't make a perfect circle, then just, you know, you can kind of go back and fix it. And you might not want perfect spots on your mushroom. I need to get some more paint. My paint is almost gone. So there you go. And you could put as many polka dots as you want on here. I kind of like, you know, maybe a little less. I am going to put some glitter on these, and I think they look nice like that. But again, you do as many. Maybe you want smaller ones. Or bigger ones. That would be cute too, to have really big polka dots on there. So anyways, that was our little polka dots. And now, through the magic of I got a few of these ready for you here that are dried. And this is our Scandinavian pink, and that kind of mustardy color. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some glitter on these. So I got just this, I have this big jar of crystal type looking glitter just from the craft store. And I've reused this and, you know, used it over and over again. You can always put it back in your container if you're gluing something or glittering something and you get little, you know, bits of, I don't know, little crafting bits of moss or, you know, just little bits of stuff. You can put this through a strainer, like you know, the type that look more like a screen, and it'll get out any little chunks of glitter that have fell back in that are, you know, glue, any of that stuff. It'll take all that out. And then you can just put it back in your jar. So to put our glitter on today, I'm going to put on a coat of this Mod Podge, and this is, you can buy little tiny bottles of this at the Dollar Tree. This one I happened to get at the Hobby Lobby a while ago, and I'm doing the underside just around the ring or the rim there, and it looks like I put it on way too heavy, so I'll take some of that back off. And there's our little toothpick holder handle. These are just so cute, you guys. I just went out to the Dollar Tree and I bought more because I have another project for you using them. They're so cute. So we're just going to get that Mod Podge on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it's a little hard to get it on there perfect. It's spinning around on my toothpick. So first thing I'm going to do is the underside. And this Mod Podge, it seems to hold the glitter on and make more of a, you know, a bond or something. And seems to have less, you know, fallout or whatever you would say. So we're going to let this dry. And you guys will have to tell me in the comments if you like this project. I am just having so much fun with this. And, you know, you could make these without the polka dots. You don't have to polka dot them. You could, you know, do any colors to match your decor for whatever you're going to use these for. Leave them plain. Put the polka dots, glitter, you know, glitter just on the polka dots. You could do a lot to make these your own. And please do keep in mind that these, you know, they're small parts, and I just have to say that they're not toys. Although they're so cute, they kind of look, you know, a bit childlike and really sweet, but they're not a toy. I wouldn't want anybody to, you know, play with this and eat the glitter or anything like that. So anyways, this is our, if you can see that in there, starting to spin around on the toothpick. These are just so cute. And that Mod Podge will dry clear, and you'll get that color coming through. Okay, so we're going to do some little embellishing. And first up, I want to show you one of the mushrooms I cut in half. And we're going to make this into a little magnet. And all I'm doing is putting some glue on here. And this is just a scrap of cardboard. And I'm gluing that on to my cardboard. And then these are the 1-inch magnets that I really like. And I used a punch that I have, and I punched a whole bunch of these out of my paper scraps from these, you know, random boxes, cereal boxes, coffee boxes, whatever you've got. So we're just gonna, we've got a little, and this is the smallest circle, and it's a Sizzix punch that I have, and it's got a bunch of different size circles, and this is the small one. It happens to be a 1-inch circle. This is the 1-inch magnet, and it works really great. It holds stuff, like, you know, you want this to have some little embellishments on our mushroom, and then we want it to hold a piece of paper behind it or whatever too. So I glued my paper on the back of my mushroom, and I'm cutting this cardboard around. I think that's easier for me to do it like that. And then you get a pretty nice, a pretty nice cut on there with your scrap. And then we're going to glue our magnet on to our mushroom. And these magnets, this little cardboard will protect your refrigerator or wherever you stick this on, the surface. So there's our little base of our mushroom. And then here's one of our caps that I glittered. I just cut this in half, and it looks like I didn't get that piece of little toothpick that they stuck on there. It looks like I didn't get that out. And I'm going to glue that together, but I want to put a piece of cardboard on here too. Excuse me just a minute. Want that glue to dry. Still feels kind of warm. So I'm just cutting that cardboard around there, and that gives us a little backing for our mushroom. And then I'm going to hot glue this guy back into that toothpick. Hopefully it'll work. And just let that set up for a sec. That Mod Podge, this glitter is staying on very well. A little is coming off, but it's staying on there pretty nice, you guys. So I'm sold on the Mod Podge to put the glue on. And here's the backing of our little magnet. And you could leave it just like that, and it's cute as can be. But we got to decorate it a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of moss on the bottom here. And this moss, I told you guys, I've said this in my other videos, a little goes a long way. If you buy a bag of this, you'll have it forever. And look at how cute already. And these are just some of my little doodads here. We have these tiny little acorns. There's a little pine cone, and we have these little cute little deer, and here's a little baby. So I'm thinking maybe we'll put this little baby on there, and we're just gonna glue her or him onto our little mushroom here. And we're going to take a little bit of this little plant and just glue a little bit of this on because I want to. There's one. One more little piece. And just a little bit more moss to cover that up. And you guys, look how cute is that. That's like, what else do you need? You could put anything you want in here, but I just think that is so cute. And now, I also want to show you for our little garland and to use these as ornaments. These are totally not anything that is necessary, but these were in my stuff in all my stuff from the years. And these are just like some kind of a little hook. I'm not even sure what these are called. I got these years ago to make a little something, some kind of a project. So I'm just going to stick this right in through the top of my mushroom, and they're going in there. There's a lot of glue in there, so maybe wedge it in a little bit on an angle. And I don't need any glue or anything because this is so lightweight. And I don't know if you can see that little, it's almost like just a little wire with a loop on it. And a jewelry finding maybe of some sort. Maybe you could use this to make earrings or something. Anyways, I am just going to string a little piece of twine through there when we do our string our garland together. And these I'm going to leave this one plain for the garland. And you guys look at how cute all these little mushrooms are. And we're going to put another one in this one because this is also going to hang. Oh, okay. So there's our little hanger. And for this mushroom, I'm going to put these little acorns on here. And guys, if you go outside and go for a walk, I'm sure you'll find, you never know. I always told my kids, you never know what you're going to see. So look around, look down, especially in the fall, because there's all kinds of fun stuff outside. Acorns and all kinds of things. Got to put some of that moss on there. And maybe we'll just leave that one like that. And so there you go. And once, this is that Chateau green Chateau gray. I told you I changed up the green from what you may have saw in the video earlier. So that is, I did change that. That's the color that I changed to. And so I'm going to finish gluing on some little doodads here, and I will show you what this looks like. Oh my goodness, let's see if this sticks. Oh yeah, so there you go. There's your cute little magnet. I know that's looks kind of crazy there, but this is just a soup can that was decorated, and so that little magnet goes on there, so you don't even have to, you could stick this to anything. Very cute. So I'll show you what this all, we'll get everything together and put this together here. Okay, so our mushrooms are finished and they're all glittered, polka dots, velvet, they're all done. And I've started to string them, but I just want to show you one more time how cute, look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness, they're just so sparkly and really sweet. And so I'm starting to string these. I'm putting them on my faux fireplace mantle, and I'm scattering these about every 8 inches. And what I'm doing to string these is I'm going through, let's see if I can show you here. I'm going through, threading it, threading this. This is like a twine, okay? This is my twine I'm using. And I'm going through that little loop and then bringing it back through again to hold them in place so they don't slide around on the mantle. I don't want all my mushrooms falling to the middle of the string. So that's how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to hang this on the mantle, and I'll show you what it looks like. But I also want to show you guys, oh my goodness, look at these. These are our little magnets that we made. So cute. I don't know what I like more, the garland or these magnets. I'm always kind of a sucker for refrigerator magnets. So anywho, I'm going to string, I wanted to share those with you, and you get 2 for 1 out of that. And so there's our little mushrooms. And like I said, I'm going to finish stringing these off camera, and then I will share with you. I wanted to tell you that I used 18 mushrooms, okay, which was a total of 6 packages. There's 3 in a package from the Dollar Tree. You guys have to get some of these. I have more planned. Another project that you're going to love. And so we used 18 mushrooms, 6 packages, a total of $7.25, and we had 9 mushrooms on this garland. You'll see them all when they're hanging on my fireplace. And I made about, I think about 6 ornaments, 6-7 ornaments, something like that. And then the rest went into these so sweet little mushroom magnets. So really getting a lot of bang for the buck. I had the moss, the glitter, the paint, and really you guys need to go thrifting and get yourself some stretch velvet. Any color would be so sweet on these. You can personalize them. Look in the baby clothes. You may even have something in your own children's things. They always have party dresses that are looking for a second life at the thrift store. You can, find velvet for sure. Like I said, the like yoga pant type things, and the, like I said, the track suits. Oh my gosh. So anyways, there's all kinds of things in that stretch velvet. You can also buy at the fabric store, and you can get, out of a quarter of a yard, that's 9 inches wide, you could get quite a few of these depending on how wide that fabric is. So anyways, I'm going to finish this up and I will show you my mantle. And please, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. And please make sure you subscribe if you like this video and tell your friends. So I'll see you in a moment. So here's our garland. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I had so much fun making these little mushrooms, and there's our little ornaments hanging up there on the branches. And thanks so much for tuning in. And I have more plans for these mushrooms, so you guys better run to the Dollar Tree and get yourself some. Thanks so much.